There are moments that etch themselves into your mind. Moments you'll never forget, no matter how much you wish you could. That night near Lake Dearborn was one of those moments. Edan and I were driving home late from my sister's place. The road was dark, the kind of darkness where your headlights barely reach beyond it. Edan, my son, sat beside me, scrolling through his phone. He let out a sigh. "Mom, I'm tired. How much longer?" I smiled softly, though I was getting tired too. "Not too long, sweetheart. Just hang in there." The mist thickened around us, swallowing the road whole. There was a strange hush in the air, like the world was holding its breath. I brushed it off until something caught my eye. A massive figure stepped out of the fog. My heart stopped. "Oh my God!" I gasped, jerking the wheel. The tires screeched as the car spun out of control and crashed into a ditch. For a moment, neither of us spoke. I tried to steady my breathing and turned to Edan. "Are you okay? Are you hurt?" I asked, my voice shaking. He shook his head, wide-eyed. "I'm fine, but what was that thing?" I glanced back at the road. Whatever it was, it had vanished into the forest. "I don't know, but we need to get out of here," I said. I tried starting the car, but the tires just spun helplessly in the mud. That's when I heard it, heavy footsteps circling the car. A deep, guttural growl rumbled from the woods. "Lock the doors!" I whispered, fear creeping into my voice. Edan hurried to lock his door as the shadow of something immense passed by the windows. The next sound was deafening. The creature slammed into the side of the car with such force that the windows rattled. Edan screamed, clutching his seatbelt. "Stay down! Don't look at it!" I shouted. The car rocked violently as claws scraped across the windows. I couldn't believe what was happening, but then a memory stirred. My Uncle Leroy's stories about this creature. He used to tell me about a Wendigo who was once human. It was once a boy who was used by the Confederate Army as a spy during the Civil War, abandoned, lost in the woods, and consumed by hunger. The legend claimed he'd become a monster, cursed to roam forever, feeding on fear and flesh. A piercing roar shook me from my thoughts. This wasn't just a story anymore. It was real. I grabbed my phone, praying for a signal. "Nothing. Mom, what do we do? We're stuck." Edan's voice trembled with panic. I took a deep breath, trying to think clearly. "You remember that website you told me about? The one with all the folklore stories? Didn't it say something about Wendigos?" He nodded quickly. "Yeah. They're afraid of fire, and they can mimic voices." As if on cue, the creature growled again, but this time it spoke. My voice, distorted and chilling, echoed through the night. "Edan, come outside." He froze, terror written all over his face. "Don't listen to it," I whispered. "That's not me. It's trying to mess with you." We couldn't stay there. I reached into the glove compartment and pulled out the flare gun I keep for emergencies. I checked to make sure it was loaded. "On the count of 3, we're going to run to that cabin over there. You see it?" Edan nodded, his eyes glistening with fear. 1, 2, 3, we burst out of the car. The Wendigo shrieked, a horrifying sound that sent a chill down my spine. We ran as fast as we could, branches whipping at our faces. I turned and fired the flare gun. The red light flared brightly, momentarily blinding the creature. It roared in pain, giving us a few precious seconds. "Keep running! Don't stop!" I yelled. We stumbled into the abandoned cabin, slamming the door behind us. I could hear the Wendigo's heavy footsteps approaching. Branches snapped under its weight. "It's here! What do we do now?" Edan panted, clutching his knees. I scanned the room. "We need fire! Help me find something to burn." We gathered old, broken furniture, newspaper, and a rusted oil lamp. I lit a fire in the center of the cabin. The flames roared to life, casting long, flickering shadows across the walls. The cabin door creaked open. The Wendigo stepped inside, then hesitated, its glowing red eyes glaring at us. "You're not taking my son!" I shouted, raising the flare gun. I fired again. The flare hit the creature, and flames licked at its skeletal frame. It howled in agony, retreating into the darkness. Edan and I kept watch the entire night, feeding the fire whenever it burned low. By dawn, the forest had fallen eerily silent. Sirens echoed in the distance. The local authorities found us huddled by the fire, exhausted but alive. The Wendigo was gone. As paramedics helped us into the ambulance, I glanced back at the woods. Some legends are real, and some nightmares never truly end. But I do know one thing. I'll never travel this road again.